Munir Shaib, and I'm going to present Matlab, and I'm showing through it some imaging techniques. First of all, Matlab is a platform that allows researchers to make a lot of processing techniques. It's composed of command window where you can write your simple code, and a workspace where it show you all your variables, and the folder where you are acting on. First of all, let us start by a simple thing like define variable. For defining variable, you need only to name it as a and write the amount for it. By that, I defined variable a with value 1. Each variable is an matrix even if I enter an image. So let me define variable m as an image read, and I name it. I put the name of the image that I put it on the folder. I have only a single image that is named as m1.tiff in my folder, and it can show in current folder. By defining it, I can see in my workspace that I have a variable m which is 420 by 420. This means that this image is about 420 by 420 pixels, defined by unit 8. Unit 8 is that the variables are based on 8-bit. What do I mean by 8-bit? 8-bit means that my maximum variable is 2 to the power 8, which is 255. 255 since 255 since 0 count as a pixel, as a digit. Then I am starting counting from 0. Then the dynamic range for me is between 0 and 255. So let me show the image. Will show the image. This is an image. This is an angiography image, and I am going to speak about it in this small introduction. Then, after knowing this image, let me show some things using the toolbox. As you can see, the XY is the location of the pixel, and the index is the intensity of this pixel. Values go from 1 to 2 to 420, and y-axis also to 420. This is what I mean by 420 by 420 image. Also, the pixel can shown in pixel index value. For example, the black is 72 near to 0, and the near to white is 218, which is near to white. The dark black should be 0, and the bright white should be 255. Closing this app, and I want to show another thing which is the histogram image. Histogram, as I am going to show you right now, is the distribution of index value over the grayscale. This is the grayscale. Grayscale is where the brightness or the value of the image go from 0 to 255, and what I can show in the image, what can be shown in the folder. So let's assume that the index is 14, then the color should be black. 200 something gray but goes toward white, and vice versa. So these characteristics show a lot of the image. If I want to make it brightener, I need to make shifting for this towards the white. I can do it by function called image show. So let's define another image called m2 equal image add, I need to add for the image one that I predefine it, let's say 50 points or optical density, 50 optical density. Then I create M2. The minimum for it is 50, but the maximum is 255, since 234 plus 50 is 284, but my maximum is 255 since I am using 8-bit, so the maximum should be 255. So this another image. I will show it in this design to make comparison. The initial image right in the upper and the brightener image is downward, and as you can see the brightness is different and the histogram is shifted. The values between 0 and 50 doesn't appear anymore, and it's shown in between 50 and 100. This is the first technique, which is brightness. The other technique, which is the contrast, have another principle. As we take before, contrast is about increasing the dynamic range. As I decrease my window or decrease my dynamic range, the contrast will increase. Contrast is the slope. So let me try to decrease the dynamic range by a function called, this function is image adjust. For my initial image was M, and the range that I needed is, let's say, between 20% and 80%, which means that my new dynamic range is 20% from 255 was 50 and 80% was 200. So my dynamic range is between 50 and 200 instead of 0 to 255. And let me plot it. As you can see, what I do it right now is that I took this curve from here to here and stretch it out. You can see that these peaks are stretched right now, and everything in this region was turned black, and in this region turned to white. As you can see right here, the value of this pixel was 218. Above 200 it became 255, and you can see now that there are a zero index, even it was around 32. And you can see that the distance between each line is greater right now, and this is the contrast. If I increase or if I decrease more my dynamic range, let's say I make it between 40 and 60, you can see that the image will be more sharp. I have a higher contrast, but I will lose a lot of resolution or a lot of data. The last thing